Hello and welcome to Spotlight On. Today I have with me jazz singer and notably the daughter of Sylvia and Gerry Anderson, founders of Century 21 Television Productions. Hello Dee, and thank you for joining me.
Hi, Steve, how are you?
I'm good. Now you're actually in London, aren't you? Are you living in London now?
Well, actually, do you know what? I've been in London for nearly all my life, but I've just moved outside of London to a really nice place called Gerrard's Cross. I mean, much to the horror of all my mates who live in London, but I'm only 20 minutes away, so nearly London, yeah.
Near London. So, right, so let's start at the beginning. You were born in Mississippi, USA.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, but how old were you when you actually moved to the UK?
I was very young. So my mother was one of the first women to go to university from a working class background, and she met my father when she was at university, who was also very bright, and she was there in fact just before Mick Jagger was at the London School of Economics and studying sociology, and she was going to do journalism. She was a brilliant writer, very creative, as we all know, because you said Century 21. Just to clarify, Steve, Century 21 was the company that did Thunderbirds and all the big sort of iconic kids programs over the years. Yeah. With Gerry and Sylvia Anderson, and so I was brought up in that world of entertainment and celebrity.
Celebrity. So yeah. you must have met a lot of people.
I did.
Did they ever come? Did you ever go on set, or did the artists come to the house, or
both? Everything. I was on. They had this amazing sort of studio. My mother was a complete fanatical moviegoer, Hollywood movies. So I was brought up with sort of Hollywood movies that she would tell me about, which were like way before I was born even. But she was crazy about acting, and she wanted to be an actress, but never done that. She kind of, because she was kind of an intellectual as well, so she had to make a choice between her studies and doing something more sort of heady than creative. Yeah. But she decided to go to university, and then she went on to do creative writing, and she was into journalism, etc. And then suddenly went into a sort of a small film studio. So I was brought up with that, and in fact, I was around celebrities from the age of 8, probably, as far back as I can remember.
So the actual 21 Productions, was the studio at your house, or was it in a big business somewhere?
It was basically she joined. It wasn't always called Century 21. So so she joined. She just answered a local ad, and she went for this job at this sort of major, sort of amazing sort of mansion that she said looked like something out of the Monsters, And as she walked in, she was interviewed by these old guys, and Gerry wasn't there at the time. That's when she met Gerry, my stepfather. And she said that it was very surreal, but they offered her the job straight away, and she went from strength to strength and became one of the directors very quickly, because of her creativity. And the fact that she said to me, because recently actually, she died, bless her heart, 3 years ago, I'm sorry to say, but recently in recent years I said to her, it's a shame really that people don't, your name isn't above the title all the time, although she has all the original credits. And she said, I was just happy that all my ideas got put forward, because nobody else, none of the other, there was a male-dominated group of people. And she said, really, none of them gave me the opportunity, they all gave me the opportunity of doing stuff, but nobody really wanted to be creative because they were all into business. So she had an amazing platform of getting all her ideas onto the screen, which she was excited about.
So we'll set the record straight now. It was actually Sylvia that was the creative act behind the majority of everything that was
she was
produced.
She created all the characters. She created all the she did the storylines. Gerry was brilliant, but he was into the technical stuff like the vehicles, I mean,
Yeah.
very important too. But special effects was actually Derek Meddings. But Gerry was it couldn't have happened without him because he was at the helm and he was the producer. But it's good to get the story straight because she was the creative one. Yeah.
Now I know you only been a band at the time, but actually I'm not an avid fan, right? I'm not like I don't go. I'm just people out there get dressed up in all the outfits and everything else. I just grew up watching these programs. Actually, how big are the puppets? There is people out there, yeah.
Well,
how big are the puppets?
Oh, in fact, I've got somebody made me a Lady Penelope the other day, and in fact, it was crafted from an original. So how big are they? Oh gosh. Yeah. You'd have to. I don't measurement-wise. I'll have to send you this guy's email. I think you can, and you'll have to ask him. I don't know anything. Don't ask me any questions at all about technical stuff. All I know is about the creative, and even the creative. My mum had this amazing. She had this thing about Hollywood movie stars, and she based lots of puppets' faces on them, like sort of. Kind of, Clark Gable, or you probably know better than I do. But
well, actually, I think it was the other night I posted something on Facebook about your interview, and it got picked up on one of the main pages.
Did it?
And this guy came on, and honestly, he must live like Thunderbirds and Stingray, because what happened was he goes, everybody knows Troy Tempest is not. Burt Reynolds, it's James Garner. And I'm like, was it?
Right, I read that.
I'm like,
I believe that. I believe him. If he's, there's some amazing sort of, they're very, very well versed in everything, much more than I am, because all I remember is my parents writing I'm afraid I'm old enough to remember them writing in the kitchen and then in the garden. They used to write in the garden and come in very excited, going, we've just created this amazing new character. I mean, I do remember that really clearly when I was a kid, but I didn't really care at the time, because you don't care what your parents are doing.
No, that's boring.
The park.
Yeah, you want to play your dolls and you want to go out and play and everything else, don't you?
Exactly. So you think they're a bit, who cares? Yeah. So, and actually, it was very funny because there was a fan club, which, I kind of instigated, because I used to join all the fan clubs. When you're very, very young, you join everything. And I said, well, you should have a fan club. And they'd had this fan club thing done with all these sort of little figurines and everything, and they showed me. And I was horrified. And I said, where's the letter that goes to all the fans? And they went, what letter? And I went, the letter that you have to have. And they went, oh, my God. And the next day they came to me and they said, we've got the letter done, and it cost £50. At that time, it was a lot of money. So I think that was for something like Stingray. And they said, we've done what you said. We've got the letter. So, but I remember all the fan letters coming and reading out the fan letters and how the children thought the puppets were real. And, of course, I knew they weren't, because there were heads and legs and arms and everything around the house. I thought, these kids are mad. They're crazy.
You're glad to be this. Did you ever have nightmares? When you had all these arms and legs hanging around the house? Didn't that go...
Actually, I didn't. I must have been a very strange child. But no, I never did. I never had nightmares, no.
I'm sure if I was going to go to bed and I seen his head at the bottom of the desk or something, or a leg somewhere, I'd be like, whoa, hang on a bit.
Well, you would think so, wouldn't you? No, I didn't actually. But it was actually, but most of them were contained in the studio anyway, and I would, when they moved, Century 21, as you said, when it moved to Sterling Road in Slough, it was like, my mother, as I said, loved Hollywood, and she always would make a joke and say, well, I nearly made it. We've created our own Hollywood, but it's in Slough, in the middle of Slough, the trading estate. But it was amazing. It was very magical, and I do remember that as a kid. And I remember going on a Sunday to all the recordings with all the artists and how they would all come out and go, hi, Dee, how you doing? I mean, Nicholas Parsons is still going, and I remember him very well. Yeah.
And Nicholas Parsons was part of it, was he?
Yes, he used to do a voice. And Denise
I didn't know.
Ryers. And Lois Maxwell, who was in James Bond, who played Miss Money. Yeah, she was. I remember her really well.
Yeah, I remember reading about Lois Maxwell because I think she was one of the voices in Stingray.
I think she was, yeah.
And I'm thinking about Stingray now, and I'm looking at one of the characters in Stingray, and it actually looks like her as well. So it could be possibly fashioned on her.
Well, the thing is, my mother would actually work with the puppeteers. Actually, I went to see two of them yesterday, John and Wanda, and I saw Mary Turner a couple of weeks ago. And Mary is still going, mid-80s, very fit, fantastic. She's amazing. And she's the one that actually crafted the original Lady Penelope. And she crafted it on my mother. She ended up looking like my mother, actually. And my mother told the lady who worked with her, Valerie Moll, who works with me now, actually, that, in fact, the eyes were my eyes as a kid. But she never told me that. But she told Val. And she told her quite in the last 10 years. So Val said to me, they were definitely, she said, when I look at your eyes and Sylvia's eyes, they were definitely your shape eyes. Well, I would be delighted if they are, but I can't say for sure. But that's what she said, apparently.
Honestly, I would have nightmares. Me, I would say, oh, there's a puppet like it's got your eyes, but it's got your mum's looks. I'd be like going, whoa, hang on a bit. It's surreal, isn't it?
Bizarre. It's all very bizarre, but it was a very interesting time, and I don't regret any of it. But it was like it was chaotic. I'd spent a lot of time with my grandparents, and which is why I think the music came out for me was very important because they played me a lot of jazz music, my grandparents.
Yeah.
So while all this was going on was amazing. Mm-hmm.
Good. Well, do you know what we're going to do now? We're going to have to have a little break.
Yes.
And when we come back, we're going to talk about your musical career and how it all came about and everything else and what you're doing today as well, most importantly.
Sure. Okay.
So stay with us. We'll be back with you in maybe 15 minutes' time.
Thank you.
Okay, Dee.
Okay, bye.
Hello and welcome back to Soul Sensations here on Soul Radio USA. Yes, back with me again is the lovely Dee Anderson.
Yes,
welcome back,
hi.
Dee.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Great to talk to you, Steve.
Oh man, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Right now, let's talk about you.
Yeah.
Music, right?
Yeah.
How did it all come about? How come? Right? Did you start music at a young age, or
very
what?
Young, very young. I mean, it was really weird because I was talked about my grandparents being brought up with them. And actually, my grandfather was one of the first boxers at the ring at Blackfriars, which sounds like it's nothing to do with music, but it kind of was because they were, I was from that generation because of them, where we used to sing around the piano on a Saturday night, and they used to have sing-songs, South London, etc., and they would always get me to stand up from the age of 5. And in fact, they used to take me to Great Yarmouth every year, to the races. And there was a guy called Uncle Neville. If anyone remembers Uncle Neville, that's really dating me now. But they used to always put me in for this competition. I would win it every year, apart from one year when I came second. And I was horrified, thinking, why did I win? So,
who beat you?
Sorry? Who beat me?
Who came first?
I have no idea. No idea. Never seen it of since. But it wasn't like X Factor, but it kind of was in a very sort of surreal way. Yeah. But anyway, they used to play me a lot of jazz music, like Ella Fitzgerald and Billie Holiday and all that sort of thing. But and Dinah Washington, they had all the old vinyls. And when I went to drama school, funnily enough, I didn't really think about. Although I did sing a lot before I went to drama school. I used to sing with a band. But when I wanted to be an actress, so when I got into a very good drama school, and my first year, it was discovered that I had a really good voice, but really good voice. Like I had the potential to sing classically opera. But the thing that I didn't like was opera. I just didn't like classical. I wasn't brought up. I was brought up in a really sort of South London, mate.
South London, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So it was like wasn't into opera. So I was really into jazz, and so I sang jazz from quite an early age. But I was actually I was voted the most promising newcomer in 2007 when I relaunched my career. So, which was brilliant. But I'm just about to start with a new band, and at a band that there were they're session musicians who've come together and are amazing. And our first gig with this completely new ensemble is on June the 9th at the Pheasantry in London at Chelsea.
All right.
So get your tickets now.
We'll get it all out there for you.
And I know that we've sold quite a few tickets already. And that will be the first of quite a few. I'll keep you posted on our gigs, actually.
Ah, yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you've had music up before then, haven't you?
I've had a lot of I've done a lot of gigs. Yeah, I've done a lot of gigs over the years. And
did you? Sorry, go ahead.
And I have released. I did a cover of "Make Me Smile," which got into the Big London L charts with Mike Reed, and it got to number 10 with all the greats. So that was really good. But that was my own version of Steve Harley's "Make Me Smile."
Yes, Steve Harley's Levels. I loved that original, and I slowed it down. It was very jazzy. And "Where Did You Sleep?" I wrote with my partner at the time, Mike Kahn, and it's we had some animation done around it to keep it in the family tradition. So and it's all about they write a lot of songs about kids on the street. So this is about the parents' view of kids when they really screw up and they're in trouble. It's a different angle, but it's very current now. Yeah. So do you write your own music?
Yes.
Do you write your own stuff? You do.
I do.
And do you have a producer, or do you produce your own stuff, or have you got a team, or
I've got a
how
team
does it all come
who
together?
works with me, and I've got some very good people. And I record in London and at the premises in Hackney Road, which is a fabulous venue to record. And I've got some great people around me. Yeah, very good support. Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your album, Love in a Dark Place.
Yes.
Because I know you got that album.
Yes, the album was had got very, very good reviews, and a lot of it is really based. It's for the audience that you're sort of aiming at, actually, Steve, which is a slightly more mature audience. But it's lyrically, we wanted to make it to have a bit of substance, and so that it's not just ambient music. It's music with lyrics that you listen to. So and it's a good solid album that would stand the test of time.
Well, I know quite a few jazz singers in America, all right, that want to come across here. Now, I don't know if Richard told you, but there's Eloise Laws, Stephanie Spruill, Charlotte Cosley, and they want to come across here. So what I should do, I think, is hook you all together, all right?
Great.
And
that would be amazing.
You go across there, and then to come across here, because they don't get a chance to sing a lot of jazz in LA. Even though there's a lot of jazz bars there, they want to break out into the UK as well. So I think what I might do is I'll get you all together.
That would be amazing. Thank you. I'd
love
that. That would be great. Great to link up with other singers, in the same sort of, have the same sort of passion. That was great.
So,
thank you.
That's all right. No, I'll get them back tomorrow, and I'll get in touch with Richard, and we'll get it all sorted for you.
Fabulous. And you're going to make it to our gig?
Oh, I wish I could. When is it again? June the 9th?
On a Sunday.
So, I might be able to do that, because I'm supposed to be going down there anyway in June, because I'm going to meet up with a couple of people down there for Homeless Worldwide. I'll see what I can do, and I'll try my best to come down. I would love to come see you live. Honestly, I would.
That would be fantastic. Okay, that would be great.
You could
I'll
bring along.
I'll buy you a pizza.
Buy me a pizza. I love pizza. Yeah, that'd be nice. Right. So, quickly before we say our goodbyes, have you a new track coming out at this moment, or are you working on one? Or can't you say?
Oh, no. Well, we're working on some new material at the moment, which we'll be launching in June. So,
Champion.
So watch this space. Yeah.
Watch
You'll be
this
the
space.
first to know.
Right, well, and I'll be the first to play it, hopefully, because sometimes there's some artists out there that, like, sort of let me have their music before it's actually released on CD Baby and stuff.
Oh,
so it's nice
I definitely will let you have it, Steve. There's no problem.
Oh, that's great. Now, finally, all right, how can our listeners keep up to date with yourself and Century 21? Do you have any websites? Do you have any Twitter accounts or anything, or Facebook that people can get in touch with you or follow you?
The thing is, I'm not Century 21. That was my parents.
No.
That was my parents' program, and that was my parents' company many, many years ago. There is a Century 21 now. Somebody's formed one, but that's not me. But you could look at my website, which is deeanderson.co.uk, with all my music. Anything else to do with my parents' series, I don't know. Just Google it. But I don't have anything to do with that, really. I mean, I have somebody who looks after the Sylvia Anderson legacy called Adrian Bird, who I have to say a big thank you to, because he has just crafted my very own Lady Penelope, which is on Facebook. It's absolutely stunning. You've seen it, haven't you, Steve?
Yeah, I've seen it. I want to ask you, if I come down to London in June, right, you've got to have that Penelope puppet with you so I can see it. I
will. And did you know that Did you know I did the voice for the Halifax commercial last year of Lady Penelope? I didn't know that. I had an inkling, but I was going to bring that up. Yes, I did. So you did the Halifax advert. I did. Oh man, I did, because my mother created the character and voiced it originally, so I was the nearest. I had the nearest voice to her, and so she would have been very pleased I did that for her. How did that go about? Did Halifax just approach and go, "Hi, Dee, do you want to do this?" Funnily enough, what happened? The Halifax had employed an agency, an advertising agency, to do their ad for this. You know, they have a series of very good commercials. And of course they went to ITV, who put up another actress, I have to say, not me. What? And which I was very upset about. And there was a lovely guy called Steve Riviere who does a lot of the programs about Thunderbirds, like the documentaries. Yeah. And I know him very well, and he listened to this actress's voice, and he went, "That is terrible. That's not like Penelope at all. I know exactly the person to do this." But to be fair to them, I don't think they knew I hadn't been acting for a while. So they turned up at my house and recorded me with the dialogue they wanted me to say over my mother's voice, original voice, and it was identical. Yeah. So they gave me the gig. Actually, they gave me the job, and I went up there and recorded it, and they were very happy. So it went out last year. So, Dee, many thanks for joining me here. Thank you, Steve, and I hope to meet you. And it sounds great. Yeah. Congratulations on what you're doing. I think you've achieved greatness with your amazing stations and what you're doing, and well done. You know, really, really hearty congratulations to you. Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Dee. Thank you. I tell you what, we've got to both thank Richard Barnett, really, because if it wasn't for Richard, me and you would never have met with it. Oh, do you know what? I'm glad you said that, because I've just written an article on him, and it's all bad. I hope it's all bad. It's all bad, because I love the thing is with Richard, is that he's got the passion to introduce people. Nobody ever really appreciates it, and I said to him, "No. Do you know what? Without you, he's changed my life. He's introduced me to people who have changed my life, and I have to say, I owe so much to him, and I think nobody really thanks him enough. So I'm glad you said that." Yeah, I speak with Richard every day, almost. Well, every day, and we were chatting about things, and we've got all sorts of things going on. He's absolutely brilliant, I'm sure he could join anybody together. You know what I mean? Yeah. He would find someone to go right. He's done amazingly well, hasn't he? Yeah. because he just.
Absolutely brilliant.
But I would like to, you know, I mean, something's happening now. Without him, it wouldn't be happening, you know. And I say that to him all the time. I say, you've changed my life, actually, because he's enhanced it in so many ways. Mm.
Yeah, and that's the top secret thing that's coming up where we can't talk about. Yes, that's great. So just something to put out there so they're going, what's going on?
It's something else, actually. It's something. It's the screenplay that is on my mother's life that he's introduced me to the guy who's now writing it, and it's absolutely stunning, Steve. It's fantastic, but I can't really tell people until it's there.
No.
You know, until we finance it, you know.
We keep it quiet.
But it's wonderful. It's amazing. But thank you so much, Steve, for interviewing me.
Thank you.
And I'm really looking forward to hearing it. And please send me. I'd like to listen into your program every day.
Yes.
Is it every week or every night?
I'm on every night. You get sick of me.
I won't. I love it. So are you playing? Is it soul music you're playing?
Soul music in Motown.
Amazing.
Soul music, Motown, Detroit Go-Go, and Northern Soul.
Bloody hell! That's exactly what I love. Okay, I'll tune in.
Tune in. Right, Dee, many thanks again, my darling, and I will speak to you soon.
Thank
you. I'll send those links. Thank you again.
Thank you very much.
You too.
Bye.
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 Bye.